Hi. 45% of the countries in the world are, generally speaking, what we call free. Respectable indexes would say that they are places that respect human rights and civil and political liberties. That's 87 countries. That means 55% of the countries in the world are either partially free or fully fledged dictatorships. Specifically, we're talking about 3.9 billion people living in countries where they don't have freedoms like the ones you have to gather here and discuss ideas. Think of the United Nations General Assembly. More than half of the members of the UN General Assembly are non-democratic countries. If you want to consider the UN Human Rights Council, built so that what occurred here in Europe with European dictatorships like the German one and the Italian one, 70 years after that horror, the UN Human Rights Council is run pretty much by dictatorships. Saudi Arabia, Kazakhstan, Ethiopia, Russia, Cuba, China. They control the rules of the game. These countries are essentially deciding who gets a voice and who doesn't get a voice. The Oslo Freedom Forum, what we're trying to do is give a voice to the voiceless. And with scrupulous consistency, what we seek is to bring dissidents from all stripes, all over the world, to brainstorm together and network. And we see ourselves as a very lively resource center for liberty. If you want to look at what we're trying to fight, the yellow countries are essentially free. The rest of the world is not. Consider how many journalists are imprisoned worldwide. The number of journalists killed or imprisoned are increasing. We bring together people from philanthropy, media, and business so that they can get together and meet people such as Chen Guangcheng from China, Owen Maseko from Zimbabwe, Rabia Kadir, the leader of the Uyghur people, Ali Ferzat from Syria, who had his hands broken because he was a cartoonist and Assad did not like it. Manal al-Sharif, the first woman who drove in Saudi Arabia and made a YouTube video of herself doing so, and in so inspired an entire movement in Saudi Arabia against the misogyny present in that horrific dictatorship. Ai Weiwei, who needs no introduction. Leopoldo Lopez, who currently, right now, sits in a prison in Venezuela for leading peaceful protests. Elie Wiesel was our inaugural speaker, and he provided me an admonishment that I'm going to share with you. Shirin Ebadi is an Iranian Nobel Peace Laureate. She's also one of the members of our community. Bolat Atabayev, who you've never heard of, because especially here in Britain, the Kazakh government has poured so much money into the royal family, into businesses, into banks, that people think Kazakhstan is a wonderful, benevolent dictatorship. Anwar Ibrahim is also in prison in Malaysia after 3 different trials. Urmila Chowdhury fights against the ownership of children in Nepal and indentured servitude. So the speaker diversity comes from all over the world. And what we've done, what we tried to do today, thanks enormously to David and to Wired, is bring you a flavor of what's going to be happening next week at the Oslo Freedom Forum, which begins on Monday. Indifference is never an option. That is something that Elie Wiesel has said to me over and over again. It doesn't matter if you're into tech or into healthcare, if you want to build new cars or if you want to create the best drones to deliver food. The point is, more than half of the world is living in countries that are not free. Indifference is never an option. This is the defining struggle of our age. And I ask you to consider that there are no sidelines. You saw the video by Yulia. I'd like now to ask you to welcome Yulia Marushevska. Thank you.